Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where we do have a very important game this weekend. We are going to be building up to Barça versus Levante in La Liga, where we simply cannot afford any mistakes. We're also going to be hearing today from Hansi and also discussing the latest transfer rumours linking us to Atletico's Julian Alvarez. It is all on the way, so get ready and let's do this. Now, today's video, guys, is coming to you courtesy of Manscaped, and even if you don't like adverts, please let me know what you think of this one, because right now, Manscaped still have available on their website their special edition Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, and it's the Desert Sand version, which looks absolutely spectacular. But I would like to draw your attention here more to the features of what the lawnmower can do for you, because shaving can often be a bit of a risky time. You don't really know what's going to happen. Things can go wrong, much in the same way as Barca's defensive high line. However, Manscaped skin-safe technology, that will keep you a whole lot safer than our defence right now. It really will. You can actually count on it. You can actually depend on it. It doesn't make you nervous and it doesn't end in tears. So that is why I would recommend it to all of you right here today, guys. Please go ahead right now. You can get 15% off your Manscaped order simply by using the code TalkFCB. And now with that done, let's actually talk about our defensive issues. Because indeed, guys, Barca do come into the weekend. For the first time in a long time, we are not top of La Liga. We are currently in second place there behind Real Madrid. And what that means is we've got to be perfect right now. We cannot afford mistakes. We cannot afford drop points. And I thought it was a really good thing, actually, that given we had a very rare midweek off, usually the games are so incessant, they just don't stop. We had a rare midweek off, though, and Hansi allowed the players there to have a few days off, and I thought that was a really good thing to do. He spoke about it today in his press conference, basically giving the players that time to just refresh themselves a bit, not only physically, but also think about the mental side as well. Just having a few days there to switch off, get away from football, get away from those pressures that are on Barca players, and especially as well in this system, that for me could be a very important thing.
Yes, of course, after two defeats, and also we are honest, not the best performance we gave in the last two games. I think was very good to have 2 days off. I think also you can see that the players are now it looks like more fresh, and this is an important thing. So, but at the end we are playing at home, and we know what we have to do. We have to win. We have to win 3 points because we want to get back our confidence. It's very important to get this back, because it's normal when you lose and you play not good, then maybe you have some doubts about your performance, about things. But I think we spoke very honest, very open 2 days before and also today. And this is maybe the key also for the next matches. We have to play as normally like our philosophy is, together as one team. For each other, this is important. We're well connected, right positioning, always what I said. Everyone wants it, everyone is convinced about what we want to do, so we have to continue this.
And I did think it was interesting, throughout the press conference today and throughout the week we've had, really, lots of discussions, lots of debates in the media about the style of play. And again, we spoke in the last video about people that say, well, Barca, they're just missing chances. That's all that's going wrong. If we'd have scored the chances that we created, everything would be all okay. But again, I would even respond to that with a different angle again. Look at what we're conceding. You cannot tell me that every single game that we play, just look at what the opponents have. Look at the space that they're able to just walk into. Look at the chances they have in front of goal. And the reality is, a lot of the time in La Liga, we can get away with that. Teams also miss a lot of chances. Teams don't really show that clinical touch in front of goal. But that's why we always get a massive shock when we face a top team, whether it be Chelsea, whether it be Atletico Madrid, when a team actually, they get those same chances, but they finish them. And that is the issue with Barca right now. We can't keep thinking we're going to get away with it. We concede so many chances. And I was happy today, actually, to hear Flick say that is the case. And that's what we've been discussing internally with the group in the last few days.
Things we received too many chances from the opponent against us, and so we spoke about that. What we have to make better. What is necessary to come on back on our way, and this is why. And also was an open discussion and very important, but also I have to be clear at the end, and I was that, and this is important thing to speak about situations, to speak about how we can do it, how we manage it, but at the end it's clear our way, and this is what we did, and it took a little bit longer than normally. I think when I think about the game in Girona, I think the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes was good. I was really happy with that, what we are doing, and then we lost a little bit the grip in the game, and you can see because also we had some chances, and at the moment it's also like we miss these chances, and you can feel that maybe we are not then play with the power we normally do. But at the end, you're right. We need these players, these leaders on the pitch, and this is also why I spoke before. Also speak with the players that I want to see. What they are thinking, what is the opinion of them, and because it's important that you feel also the responsibility about what we are doing, about our goals, because the players are on the pitch, and when they give everything, I think we have a huge quality. And of course, in some situations, maybe we miss a little bit a leader, but also it's a job of us to help players to grow in this moment, and it's a big opportunity, also a big chance to come back, and I'm 100% convinced about my team, 100% looking forward for the next matches. So it's football, and the two matches are away. We cannot change it, but we have to make things much better. And but the positive thing is when I see today in the training, you saw it also, Rashford is back, Pedri is back, and also with Gavi, you can see him in a position game, how he's doing. I think for him is a huge step also to start the training with a team, and these are positive things.
And with all of that said, I think the next few games, they're going to be absolutely massive, not only in this season, but I think in terms of the whole project here, under Hansi Flick there, the style of play, the belief here, the players he believes are still fully buying into this style of play. And he was absolutely adamant about that in his press conference today. He said, look, we've had discussions. My door is always open. The players can come and talk to me. Flick is very, very open like that. He will talk with his players honestly. They will have open conversations. But he says the players are fully behind him. They're behind the style. They still believe in what they're doing. And ultimately now, in these games to come, that's what we have to see. You know, if you are on board, if you are buying into it, let's see that every minute of every game. You can't take your foot off the pedal right now. You can't drop the intensity. You can't start games slowly. If you are in, you have to be in. There is no in between here. It's full throttle or it falls apart.
How I said before, so I think everyone is convinced about what we are doing. Of course, in these moments are not easy, but for me it's always communication is important. So, how I said before, so we were very honest and also very open. So it means not only that I was there and tell them what they should do. So I want to ask them. It's normal. This is my way how I manage the team, and I think also it's important because we need leaders on the pitch. So also important that they can have the word to say something, and this is for me normal. This is a normal way how about the communication is, and there's always on the same eye level. At the end, I have to decide things, but this is my job. But also, what I want is that the players also feel the responsibility about the situation, and I think they do it.
But in terms of the potential lineup that we could see up against Levante here, guys, I think it's interesting because this is the reported, potential lineup. There may be a few changes here and there, but I think that's the other issue right now. When you're looking at this team, you're looking at a way to sort of change it, to refresh it in some way. And of course, we are going to get some injured players back very, very soon. But other than that, there's not a huge amount here that we can do. When I look at that team right now, and I think they're still, the midfield, it lacks balance. If you play Olmo, if you play Fermin Lopez together, you're asking a lot of Frankie de Jong. You're hoping that Levante don't try and get on top of you. You're ultimately thinking, if you line up with that midfield in this game, Levante are not good enough to play through us. They're not good enough there to take advantage of that imbalance in midfield, and maybe they won't be. That's the reality. Like I say, sometimes you will get away with that, but not against better teams. And look at the fullbacks as well. This is what I mean about the lack of depth in this team right now, guys. For me, Balde and Koundé, they've got to do more. They need to be a whole lot better than we have seen them in recent games. But there's no real desire there to change things around. There's not a huge amount of quality waiting in the wings to put real pressure on these players right now. And that is the problem that Hansi Flick has. That, again, is what lack of depth does. It's what lack of quality in your squad does. It means there's not a huge area to fully refresh the team. And I do think, to be perfectly honest with you guys, that we are in a tricky moment right now as a fan base as well. I put this out yesterday on my community section. What emotions are you feeling ahead of the game against Levante on Sunday? Is there excitement? Is there frustration? Are there some nerves? And everybody's feeling a little bit of something. But the majority there, the overwhelming majority, are not feeling anything at all. And I would actually say that's more concerning, that's more worrying to me than having these strong feelings at Barca. Because right throughout our time, as fans, we've all had massive ups, we've had massive downs, it's always been full throttle, high emotion stuff. The one thing I don't want to feel here, watching this club, being part of this fan base, is just no emotions, no real urgency about anything right now. It feels as though Barca, they're just coasting through the season a bit. We want to see some real energy in the performances. We want to have something here ultimately to cling on to. And that's what I want to see over these next few games. And again, there's not too much that you can prove against Levante. These kinds of games, they're not going to tell us massive things. But just give us something here. Give us a result to be positive about, to be optimistic about. Let's see something from this team that's a bit different from those recent performances. That is what we are all hoping for. But if we do indeed, guys, start to look ahead a little bit as well, and I think it's important to do that here. We have to start thinking, we have to start talking about the summer transfer window. In terms of the club's transfer plans, they've got to be proactive. You can't leave everything until the last minute there to start planning what you're going to do with this squad. Those discussions, they should have already started. Now, have they included the name of Julian Alvarez of Atletico Madrid? Now, in my opinion, he will have been discussed within the club. He certainly will have done. And it's something now that's gone on. It's a rumour that's been around for over a year, going back to his time even when he was at Man City, even before he signed there for Man City. There was rumours about Barca being interested in him. So I think Julian Alvarez, he's a player the club have always really been admiring and certainly been showing interest in. But is he a player that we should genuinely be targeting ahead of the summer? Now, in my opinion, guys, you look at the kind of figures that are being mentioned in the media. Now, 200 million this week was the figure that was put out there. Now, what that means is not just the transfer fee, it's the wages as well, it's the length of the contract, any agent fees as well. That's the total package for Julian Alvarez. 200 million. Now, can I just quickly say, please no. Please can we not go down this route again, whereby it's a player who is very good. He is an incredibly talented player. He's not a number 9 though. What we need this summer, and what we do need looking to the future, is a number 9 at Barca who can score a lot of goals. In this current system, in the way that we play, you need a 9 who's going to deliver. If we sign Julian Alvarez, it's not a boatload of goals. I think it's a very similar kind of play here. It will be a similar kind of signing to Antoine Griezmann. Massive money that realistically we don't have. We'd be spending money that really we shouldn't be. And yet, it's not the profile we need. Griezmann came in, he's a very good player. He's an electric attacking player. but he's in between. And even Julian Alvarez is the same thing here. He's not a 9, he's not a 10, he's in between the two. He's just going to be in between the lines. He's very neat and tidy. He's very, very good in terms of the work rate as well. That's something that would be great, of course. But in terms of goal scoring, in terms of being in the right positions where you need him to be, that is not what you're getting. And I just think right here with Barca, again, we're talking about 200 million package for an attacking player. What about the defence? Are we ever going to look at, the defensive players here? Are we ever going to be linked to high-profile defensive names? It's always going to be attacking players. And I would also just say right now, it is absolutely no coincidence that these kinds of rumours are coming out during election season. You're going to hear Julian Alvarez, you're going to hear Harry Kane, you're going to hear Erling Haaland. A lot of it is make-believe. Let's be realistic here in what we can do. We do not need 100, 150, 200 million signings. We need calculated signings in the areas that we need and the right profiles. Don't bring in Julian Alvarez. Don't pay enormous money and expect him then to be a poacher. Expect him to be a number 9 who's going to deliver you 40, 50 goals. It's just not going to happen. When you pay that much money, you need the finished article. You need the perfect profile for what you need. And in my opinion, it would be a massive risk and it would leave other areas of the team still badly exposed this summer, guys. So that's just my initial opinion here on Julian Alvarez. Wonderful player, brilliant player, but is he what we need right now? And is that the kind of money that we should be spending all in one area of the team? Please do let me know, guys, in the comments down below. What are you feeling right now on Julian Alvarez? What do you make of those rumours? Would you like to see him at Barca? Do you think he is what we need? Maybe you disagree. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget as well to check out Manscaped. Go and have a look what's on offer with them, and I will see you guys after the game. Let's hope for a win. Let's hope for something convincing from Barca. But until next time, as always, Vesca El Barça.